saying he's taking his very distinct sound in a new direction. He showed Entertainment Tonight host Nancy O'Dell how he's changing his tune. Nancy's in Los Angeles. Nancy, do tell. Hello.
Good morning, Gail. You know I want to talk about this, being country. You know, Steven Tyler, he's not only going solo, but yes, he is going country. At 67 years old, the rock icon's first country music single, Love Is Your Name, comes out today. And while his new sound, it may be a little bit different than what you're used to hearing, I can assure you that his legendary pipes are making some great music. Steven Tyler has spent the past few months in a Nashville recording studio working on his debut country album. How would you define your country? What is your country going to be like?
I would define, rock and roll would be, exotic, neurotic, you got it. Country would be truth, vermouth, and one lost tooth.
I love it. I love it. That is so Steven Tyler.
It's just more free.
Tyler's primal screams are his signature rock and rage all at the same time.
Take a piece of my heart now, baby!
Do you hope to bring some of the rock fans over with you, or you think this is going to be a whole new base for you?
I think it's going to be a whole new base, plus the fans that love Aerosmith, they love that big lip lead singer guy of that band, and they're going to follow that guy that sings for them.
For more than 40 years, Aerosmith has reigned as one of America's most successful bands, selling more than 150 million albums.
Every time that I look in the mirror.
In the aftermath of the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, Aerosmith sang Dream On at a benefit concert for Boston Strong, and their signature song began to inspire the devastated city. The Boston bomber trial is nearing an end, and it's really become the city's anthem. When you saw that beginning to happen, what was your reaction? What does that feel like?
Well, as soon as I worked those parts out with their musical choral director at my house, and we sat and I heard them sing the first time, I knew why I wrote Dream On. If that's strange to say.
No, not at all.
I think the way Joe played, because it was without the band and it was just me and Joe and his guitar wailing the way it did, and them singing was so angelic and it meant so much more than it ever had before. It was a magic moment.
And another magic moment for Tyler's life this past February when his daughter Liv gave birth to his second grandchild.
So I'm in Nashville getting ready to write with these bunch of guys, and I get a phone call from Mia, my daughter Mia. Liv's in the hospital. We're in the hospital. You got to get up here quick. We got up there not but 10 minutes before she had the baby. I'm up here talking to Liv here, and Mia's down there dealing with the other end, and baby pops out, puts her on her tummy, and I cut the cord and tied it on.
Cut the cord.
Oh, it's just as precious as it gets.
And for this rock legend, giving birth to new music at the age of 67 is filling him with wonder.
When you write a song, it's a complete little guy or girl, and a song is a complete thing that someone somewhere is going to be singing for the rest of their life. And the joy I get from that
makes you happy.
So happy.
Well, Steven told me the album, which is due out in the fall, doesn't have a name yet, but he is so excited about this album that he actually wanted to play me a taste of what else is to come. So we went into the break room at ET. We closed the door since these are songs not released yet, and he played me several of them. And they range from sexy and seductive to some great foot-stomping sounds, and they're country, but totally Steven Tyler style all the way.
Lucky you got to hear him, Nancy. We heard a little bit of his screaming before we went to break. You think we'll hear that in his country songs?
He actually told me that he's pulling back on those screams, but there's still a little bit in there. I did hear it in one of the songs he played for me. And he also said he's going to go actually a little bit darker, comparing some of his sounds to Johnny Cash. And listen, I am a South Carolina gal, as you know, Gail. So I know country. I love country music. And I'm here to tell you right now that I will be the first one at his first country concert.
I've seen Steven Tyler with his grandchildren. He certainly falls in the cool granddad category. What do you love most about that, do you think?
Well, not only does Steven's daughter Liv have a new baby, but she also has a 10-year-old son named Milo, and Steven said that he loves to walk him to school, and he actually went with Milo on Grandparents' Day. I mean, can you imagine that, bringing Steven Tyler to school as a grandpa? He actually admitted that the teacher went a little bit nuts, but I'm sure that's why it was so much fun for him.
Nancy, will he be recording with any of the famous country singers?
Well, I asked him that, and he told me that his dream collaboration starts to sing with Garth Brooks and Rascal Flatts. And in fact, he's on the same label as Rascal Flatts, so I imagine that that probably will happen. And he also wants to work with Alison Krauss, and one of the most hilarious things he said is that when he first moved to Nashville, he called her up. He went to her house and sang a song on her doorstep so she would let him in.
All right, Nancy,
I'd like to work with Alison Krauss.
Yeah, wouldn't we all? Did you happen to find out where Stephen got those pants? Charlie was wondering.
You know, you never know where Stephen gets his outfits. I know, you tell Charlie he would look fantastic in those. I'll have Stephen send him a pair.
I'd pay money to see that. Thank you, Nancy O'Dell.
Me too. Thank you, guys.
You can watch Nancy's full interview with Steven Tyler this evening on Entertainment Tonight. Please check their local listings.
Up next, we'll check